What's going on? Mike Neumann here with Inside Natural Bodybuilding. Walking downtown Kansas City, ran into none other than Robert Johnson. I was looking down the road, and it's like walking down the dark alley. I seen this guy, and I kind of looked the other way, but then I seen it was Robert. So, and I had the hat, and I didn't know it was you at first. But nonetheless, ran into Robert Johnson. I always like running into this guy. And last time I seen you was at the Pro International. I thought you were going to win. From my seat, I had you in first place. I wasn't a judge, of course, and it is different eyes. When you're a judge, you have a different set of eyes when you're in 10 rows back or whatever. But nonetheless, everybody's building you up, and you even thought you had it. A lot of people were telling you had to win. You didn't get to win. At the end of the show, I mean, you were very disappointed. You know, I knew you'd be back, okay, but at the time you were having thoughts of like, man, maybe I should hang it up, okay, but I knew that you're a true warrior, and I knew Robert Johnson would be back. I'm like, let him get over this for the next few days, he'll be back, and lo and behold, Robert Johnson's back.
I'm back.
Okay, so first and foremost, that was a devastating blow. Okay, it was Ben Tennessen, you lost to, no big deal.
Right.
He wasn't his best condition that day, and yeah, perhaps you should have won. But nonetheless, it's a great competitor to lose to. But second place isn't good enough for you. You won it first. Let's talk about your thoughts after the show.
Okay. Well, after the show, I wanted to know where I could go. You know, where could I possibly go wrong when I feel like I did everything.
Yeah.
So when you feel like you put it all on the table and you don't get the win and you're at your best, and you lose, you know, it's a stroke of the ego. But you know, I really think that I put it all together and I was there and I was where I needed to be, heavier than I ever been and just as lean. So you know, disappointed with the upset, but like I said, Ben is no joke. So I mean, I lost to the right guy. You know, if you're gonna lose to anybody, lose to a world champion.
Absolutely.
So I could take my licks, but I'm back to earn it. So afterwards, I said, okay, what can I do different? Well, you've never really hired anybody to help you with your off-season diet.
Yeah.
So hired John Gorman to help me with that. 20 pounds later, here I am, and I'm preparing to go to battle.
So you got in that condition at the Pro International all by yourself and nobody helping you out? Oh my God, I can't wait to see what Gorman does with you. Okay, go on. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
But yeah, so I joined John, and I'm sitting right around 218 now, and I started this deal at about 198 pounds.
Wow.
And that was back in January when I made that decision. So,
oh man.
So I'm pushing. You know, I mean, this is the best growth I've ever had in my off-season, hands down, and I'm looking to put it on stage and see what it looks like.
Oh, I'm going to be interested too. You're definitely one of the favorites going in. So when is the next show for Robert Johnson? What are you looking at here?
I'm looking at potentially October, beginning of October.
Okay.
Going to West Palm State, Massachusetts.
Right. You're not locked in and loaded yet, though.
Not yet. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever been able to get this kind of growth, so I'm excited about growing. And it was just one of those things, you know, you think about all the guys that take a year or two off and how they come back and how good they look. So I have that in the back of my mind too. While I'm getting results, should I keep going or should I diet down and go for a show?
Yeah, exactly.
But you know, I'm going to get the itch, I know, here in a month or two, and I'm going to want to diet.
Okay.
See what John wants me to do at that point.
Yeah, I always like to leave it in the hand. I don't like to make commitments until my prep guru, he has a plan for you. You could look good here, but could you look better down the road at the Gaspari or something like that? So, you know, time will tell. I can't wait to see you, man. So you're actually weighing less these days, but looking bigger and more.
Well, everything's up. I mean, my body fat hasn't gone over 10%. And I'm sitting almost 220 pounds. I'm normally that guy in the off season that lingers around 203, 205.
Yeah.
So.
And you used to take in 600 carbs at one time in your off season. Where's your carbs at these days?
Well,
just curious.
I'm not counting the carbs. I'm actually counting calories for a change, which I've never done.
Okay.
And my calorie intake is over 5,000 a day.
Okay, it must be something. Every prep guru's got his different approach. You know what I'm saying? So, but you can't go wrong with Gorman. As long as you get the one guy and listen to one guy, you can't go wrong. But I got to get back inside. I'll give you guys some more Robert Johnson. When I get updates, I'll give you guys updates on what's next for Robert Johnson. Until next time, Mike Neumann, Robert Johnson, we're out of here.